Hi, welcome back to Retro Room. I am not feeling very well today, so I figured the easiest thing for me to do would be to push ahead something I was planning to do and answer some general questions that I get quite frequently, either on my channel or through my email or direct messages. So the first one is, if I lose my YouTube partnership on the 20th of February, will I shut my channel down? And the answer to that is no, I'm not going to shut the channel down. So it was never meant to be a threat. Whether I keep my YouTube partnership or whether I lose it, the channel will still continue. It just will make it more difficult for my channel to continue to grow if I lose it. But in terms of whether the channel will continue to go or not, either way, I will still continue to keep going on with the channel. And also, I get asked quite a bit that if a strong competitor appears for YouTube, would I consider switching platforms? And the answer to that is yes, I would consider switching platforms. I was pretty neutral on the whole adpocalypse thing that happened last year. In fact, I started this channel in the middle of the adpocalypse, and when they first raised it to 10,000 views to be monetized, I had already surpassed that, and that was thanks mostly to one of the first videos that I did, which was a Christina video, Christina, What Happened? That video I had taken off and it had pushed me over. But this last one, it's leaving me with the impression that small creators are not something that YouTube is interested in working with. They are really only interested in working with people who have millions of views. This is sort of turning into, I think, more of a platform for people who maybe are more scandalous, like Logan Paul's or the John Cookians, people who are really going to drive views and drive ad revenue through one sort of scandal or another or outrageous behavior. So I've kind of gone from neutral into a slightly unhappy with what I'm seeing on YouTube, and I definitely, although I intend to continue this channel one way or the other, at this point I am definitely unimpressed with the decisions that YouTube is making, and I believe the only reason that they are getting away with these changes is because they don't have a competitor where people can choose to leave and go to. Most people who want to continue creating content and have a partnership program or have some sort of ad revenue, for the most part, it's YouTube or nothing. And then since the interview with Robert Coddington, a lot of you are asking, will I do more interviews in the future? Would I like to do more interviews? And if so, who? And yes, I would like to do more interviews in the future. I would like to interview Robert Coddington again. As for other people that I would like to talk to, I would say definitely Michael Alleg, Ernie Glam. I would especially like to talk to Ernie Glam about his experiences at Project X Magazine. I do have a lot of questions about that, so I would love to talk to him. Screamin' Rachel, I would like to talk to. Lahoma Van Zant, Larry T. I mean, the list goes on and on. If I've done a video on them, I'd pretty much have a whole list of questions that I'd like to ask them in a conversation. As to whether or not any of these people would be willing, I don't know. But yeah, I definitely would do more interviews in the future because I think it's a good way to get information out there, and it's more interesting. So you would hear the information literally from someone's mouth rather than having to hear me regurgitate it for you. What is the reaction that I get from people that I vlog on, either people from Nelson Sullivan's videos or Club Kids? For the most part, it's been either positive or neutral. I've really only had one really bad experience, which most of you probably know about, but Michael Alleg has been very kind whenever he's commented about the videos that I make. I think him and Ernie Glam do feel that my presentation is a little bit on the boring side, but they haven't really said anything that I would consider to be negative. The response from Robert Coddington has been good. Screamin' Rachel, she's never, I don't think, commented on the channel per se. She just occasionally will react to a video that I post, and it really has nothing to do with me. Rather, she's simply just addressing the content or the situation that I'm reporting on. But overall, most of the reactions I receive is to the content of what I'm putting on and commenting their opinions on it or whatever. I don't really get a lot of reaction for me myself from people, but the stuff that I do get, it's mostly positive or neutral in nature. Do I have or will I put up either a Patreon or a Facebook page or group? Um, a Patreon, I'll look into it. I really don't know that much about it. I know that it's a way for people to donate money to you, and from my understanding, that you provide something in return for those donations, whether it's newsletters or exclusive content or whatever. So I really don't know. I don't have an answer for you because I don't really know enough about it yet, but I will look into it and maybe address that at a later point. And then the Facebook group or page, I do intend to create one. I'm just not really sure what would be better, either a private group or a page. So if you have an opinion on either or, let me know in the comment section below because I haven't really decided yet which would be a better idea. And then finally, will I expand this channel in the future above and beyond what I'm blogging on now? Maybe. It would have to be sort of an organic thing. I feel in some way it would have to be related in some way to what I'm already producing because I don't want something that's just random upload for whatever reason. Um, that's probably more of what my second channel will be like. Right now, it's just going to be whatever happens to be in my head the day that I'm uploading. But this I want to keep pretty cohesive, so I maybe will expand it in the future, but it would either be an expansion of either people connected with Nelson Sullivan, an expansion of people connected through Club Kids, or maybe including more underground figures in New York. But again, I don't know. Maybe I'll try in the future, but whether it continues or not will really depend on the feedback that I get after making those videos. So I hope that answered some of your guys' questions. I know I look kind of crappy today, but I'm feeling even worse than I look. So I thought this was a good way to get a video done without having the energy to go through and do a massive amount of editing and compiling information together. So I would like to thank you guys who have subscribed in the last week or so. It's meant a lot to me. I think we're at around 860, which is amazing. So thank you guys so much for that. If you're a new subscriber and if you're an older subscriber, I want to thank you too for sticking around. And please consider subscribing to the channel as it would really help me out. And I will see you guys again in my next upload.